This is a 2012 Tahoe, and the rear AC is not working. The front AC blows nice and cold, and the rear heater works, but whenever you turn on the AC, nothing comes out but tons of hot air. I believe there's a servo that actuates a door in there. That servo is probably gone bad, and what happens is if the door is always dipping into the heat compartment, then when the blower motor turns on, it'll just blow hot air. So what we're going to do today is get some of this trim off and get some of this plastic stuff off to the little AC unit heater box and see if we can get it to gain access to the actuators. First thing we'll have to do is take off this little piece here, and then this trim piece, which is actually just pressed in. Next, we'll use a trim removal tool to take this off and get the screw off, and then we can pry this open a little so we can gain access to that. Okay, now that we got that screw out of there, we're going to get this open by kind of pulling it out this way until it gets loose enough to where we can gain access to this. And then once you have that, you can just start popping off these tabs back here. And those tabs are locked in everywhere, so we just got to kind of be gentle and not break any of those. And good luck with that. Okay, so I ended up just ripping that whole piece off. It's just held in by a bunch of locking tabs after you get that screw done. And then there's a little wire here that goes to the speaker. The rest of this, it's just all kind of held in by snaps, and it feels like it's gonna break, and more snaps just come undone, so just bear with it. Okay, the hardest one was this one. It's locked in on this tab back under here, going that way, so you got to kind of peel this up. And man, just be a little aggressive, I guess. There she is. And there was also a wire that goes to the 12 volt little plug-in thing, cigarette lighter. So you got to undo that. So here's our airbox. This already looks like somebody's been back here. Anyways, we'll get going and see if we can't get access to the armature thing. Is right there. That's what we have to replace. So we'll see how we get back there. I don't know how. We'll figure it out. All right. The next thing I found out was there was two screws that were 9/32. Could use a 7 mil. That were just kind of holding the duct to and the heater fan to the frame of the car, the body. One of them went to this piece here, and once I took off that mounting one, it just kind of was able to finagle out by lifting this one up really hard and trying to carefully pull this out. That gave us access to the doors. So now we can see, here's one of the doors is shut right here, and this one's open. So I believe this goes to the heat, and this one goes to the cool, which is closed off right now. And the servo motor is right there, and I can't get to it yet. It'll come out a little. I think I might be able to get it off of this box though, because this thing unsnaps and just breaks off. Whoops. So anyways, we'll keep going. I'll let you know what I find. Okay, I figured out that those little locking tabs, they do hold it together, but there's also a screw and maybe more hardware like that. So that was futile. But what I did find out was there's only two 10 mil bolts holding this whole thing to the floor on the bottom. And once you loosen those up, that gives you a lot of wiggle room that you can get a little hand back there. And anyways, let me show you where the 10 mils are. Right where all the AC lines are going in. And where the heck is my hand? There you go. That's one right there. And that's the other one. Come on. Right there. Not that one, but that one in the background. Anyways, so we'll see if that helps us get access. Okay, I got the first of the servo little motor things off. There's your part number. Oddly enough, it's called Worry. That's the company. If that didn't have the manufacturers worried, nothing's gonna. Anyways, there's that piece of crap. It was held on by 3 of these little T20 screws. I think. I might be giving you wrong information. Yeah, it was the 20. Texas 20. Pretty tight squeeze. You kind of got to finagle down there. There's one of the other ones for the other servo. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. But there you go. Probably the first time that guy's moved in a long time. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one while I'm in here. They're both the same. And actually, let me go get you the new part, and you guys can see what that looks like too. So I got these off of Amazon. They're definitely made in China. Let me turn that down. And but they were only like 30 bucks each. There's your part number right there where it says OEM number. And it replaces those. So what's this called? A door actuator. So anyways, there they are. Let's open them up and see if it is the same actual part. Yeah. Yeah. Looks to be the same part, only this one we don't have to worry, huh? Okay, I was able to get the first of the servo little motor things replaced, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. There is 3 screws on each one. There's one right there. There's one right under here. The toughest one out of all 6 that I had to remove from both servos is right behind that clip. And what you got to do is, that clip has a little tab right back here, and if you get a little screwdriver flathead under there, it'll actually let you come out with it, and then you can see the screw better. But the screw's right back there. Anyways, it was tough getting it off, but it was even tougher putting it back on. So to get it back on for that one screw in particular, I had to actually take some, I don't remember what this stuff's called. It's like pitch or something that you use to seal up old cars, like a tar. And what I did is I put that on the little ratchet head, and that held the screw. And then I just used that piece with the screw stuck on there, and then I used the other hand to hold this box over, and then kind of just fed it in there, and did that a whole bunch of times. Anyways, I got that one in. If you're putting these in, you do have to adjust the doors so that way it actually lines up with where the new motor is. And I believe once you start the vehicle, you probably got to put it in the AC position for a little while and let it calibrate, figure out where the new motor is and where the door is, and then yeah, it should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the last one and then button it all up, and hopefully everything will work after that. We got it all buttoned back up. It went together really easily. This went in a lot easier because of the 2 10 mils on the underside being loose. So if you're watching this video before you do it, loosen those 2 first and do your whole thing a favor. Okay, we got everything all hooked back up, and I went ahead and started it, let it calibrate for a sec, put the AC back on. So it's 62 on the rear, and it actually is coming out cold now. looks like we got about 61 right there. That seems to have fixed it, guys. It also will have fixed that issue if your AC isn't going to the upper tract and it's only staying on this one. So I think total it probably took me about an hour to do this, and I still got to put the other stuff back together. It should take another 5 or 10 minutes for that. So all in all, not a really tough job. A job I think anybody could probably do themselves if you have tools. So I hope that helps, guys. Take care.
Give her